was the best of times. It was the blurst of times. It was the best. It was the best. It was the best of times. It was the blurst of times. It was the best. You stupid monkey. It was the best of times. It was the blurst of times. It was the best. It was the best. It was the best of times. It was the blurst of times. It was the best. You stupid monkey.
I am Ric Flair, the President of the United States. Woo! 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 Woo!
It was the best. It was the best. It was the best. We don't have to be adversaries, Homer.
Why is Mr. Burns being so nice to me?
And if you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Wait a minute. Is he coming on to me?
I mean, if I should slip something into your pocket, what's the harm?
My God, he is coming on to me.
After all, negotiations make strange bedfellows.
CP Geek 2 just re-enlisted for 50 months. 50 months nice and round. Woo. Happy New Year's everyone.
It was the best of times. It was the first of times. It was the best. It was the best. It was the best of times. It was the first of times. It was the best. You stupid monkey. It was the best of times. It was the first of times. It was the best. It was the best. It was the best of times. It was the first of times. It was the best. Listen, be a dear and rub my legs. Should it be anything?
Sorry, Mr. Burns, but I don't go in for these backdoor shenanigans. Sure, I'm flattered. Maybe even a little curious.
I'm so happy because I'm a gummy bear, gummy bear. Fucking motherfucker!
No, money down. 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 No.
If I hear objection and sustain one more time today, I think I'm going to scream.
Objection. 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 Objection.
Liver and onions.
No, money down. No, money down. No, money down.
We're here, the end of the line for 2024.
Last call. Last call for 2024. You got to get off before we lock the door and you'll be stuck behind in this crapshoot of a year. Last call. Last call. Thank you for shouting your names.
Welcome, everybody. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Let's see, who was the first one here? Lamp was the first one here. Lamp! Howdy, howdy indeed, sir. Then CP Geek dropping his 50-month resub. Greatly appreciated, sir. 50 months, nice and round. Woo! Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year, CP Geek. And then Jim's here. Jim! Jim! Well, he's not here. He's there. Jim is in the future. He's in the future. Hello from 2025 in Tokyo, Japan. I'm glad that the transition period between 2024 and 2025 happens without a hitch. That gives me optimism that in T-minus 3 hours and 7 minutes, we'll get through without issue. Just we gotta knock on wood just to make sure. OMG, your new sub goal. Say it ain't so. So, believe it or not, I thought these were lost. I thought these were absolutely lost. But I still have, for those OGs that remember, the original salted, mummified death squids. I don't know why I didn't throw them away, but I've still got them. What's happening?
The 31310 got drafted by Valorant.
And Jim from the future kicking off a hype train. From all the way from the future.
Merber Panda Booty got drafted by Valorant.
Merber Panda Booty.
Gifted a tier 1
And
sub to
Valorant,
Merber Panda
thanks to Jim's 5-bomb, gifting a sub to Mare Bear. Couldn't think of one more deserving of that.
Today gifted a tier 1 sub to Amorwi.
But thank you, Jim, for that halfway around the world 5-bomb from that in the future 5-bomb. Greatly appreciated. Way to close off this year and kick off the next one. Thank you, sir.
Anabilius got drafted by Jimmer today. Jimmer today gifted a tier 1 sub to Anabilius.
Welcome to my rainbow of chaos. HB! HB is here too. Welcome, HB. Oh, that Japan, always in the future.
Canton 1547 got drafted by Jimmer today. Jimmer today gifted a tier 1
Wait.
sub to Canton 1547.
And now Lamp drops a 5 on us? Okay.
Paul Longbo got drafted by Valorant. Valorant gifted a tier 1 sub to Paul Longbo.
And with the extra Valorant sub, that means we've just gotten 12 more towards the just po-
Gifted a tier 1 sub to Sabos 170609.
What the heck is this?
Zabika got drafted by Crystal Lamp. Crystal Lamp gifted a tier 1 sub to Zabika Jalinka.
I have never seen this before.
Kevin Sadosdwell 123
Oh my
got
God.
drafted by Crystal Lamp. Crystal Lamp gifted a tier 1 sub to Kevin Sadosdwell 123.
I don't know why, but just looking at this guy makes me think he's in the same family tree as the Pocket Man.
Lamp gifted a tier 1 sub to the King Atlantis. Breakfast for Lunch got drafted by Crystal Lamp. Crystal Lamp gifted a tier 1 sub to Breakfast for Lunch.
This is just... I'm sure there's people out there that use this for a hype train. There has to be people out there using this already. I like the Ricky one that I've got. Choo choo. Was this from the 90s/2000s internet? It looked a little too high quality to be that old. Saw that on Facebook a little earlier. That is crazy. And hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. What did you... 4 years... Okay, well, still. But not like olden timey days. But Chris the Lamp and Jim, thank you for those 5 bombs. Thank you, Valorant, for the bonus subs on top of that. We're at level 4. Now we can't do anymore. We can't do anymore because we're 69% nice of a level 4 hype train. So we can't do anymore. We can't do anymore. Then it wouldn't be 69%. Because that's how it works. It's the law. It's the law. Never wait, don't delay, the future is on the way. Never wait, don't delay, the future is on the way. That was me blasting off towards the future. All right, well, we're here. I hope the last couple of days since I saw you last went okay. I hope folks are ready to finally be done with 2024. In the time since I last saw you, we lost Jimmy Carter. So much like a couple years ago when Betty White left this mortal plane right at the bitter end of the year, Jimmy Carter has done the same. So, however you feel about Jimmy Carter, he made it to 100, had a good run. I fought the law, but did the law win? The world may never know. Probably should have waited until the bonus subs were gone for this goal. I didn't even think about that. What it does when you reach your goal, it just kicks the can down the road, keeps the same goal, and just gives it a new number. But we already reached it, so I had to put something in there. And I was like, I saw these in the cupboard the other day. I'm like, no fucking way. So I was like, well, I'll just to have something up there, I'll put these. I don't even know what I'm going to do with these. I don't even know what the reward was. I didn't even have a chance to talk about it. Am I just going to try to eat these now that not only are they the salted mummified death squid, but now they're also really fucking old? Or am I going to, like, try to turn these into pain water? What am I... Lamp! What are you doing?
Got drafted by Crystal Lamp.
And Valorant, what are you doing?
Tier 1 sub to Brian_Brian. Urkia Gabriel got drafted by Crystal Lamp.
Did your
Crystal
finger
Lamp
slip,
gifted a
Lamp?
Tier 1 sub to Urkia Gabriel.
That seems to happen a lot. Do you have, like... Did you spill a tub of Vaseline on your keyboard? I mean, if I had a nickel for every time that happened to me.
05. Miguelitos got drafted by Crystal Lamp. Crystal Lamp.
No disrespect, but I thought he passed years ago. I mean, he went into hospice over a year ago. Like, nobody stays in hospice that long.
_let's_go got drafted by Crystal Lamp.
And like when you're
gifted a tier 1 sub to
I mean, when you're kind of in the state that he was in, especially the last like 6 months or more.
Valorant gifted a tier
Is that
1
really
sub to
living?
Triple X.
I don't know. My distraction worked. I guess it did, Lamp. I guess it did. So what are we at? 52 or 75 through 3, 4, 5. So 23. Freaking 23. And I have to revisit the salted mummified death squid. Well, maybe we won't. Maybe we won't. Because maybe third time is not the charm. Because we already have tonight's, and then we have next week's. So for those of you that are maybe wondering what the heck's going on here, I had originally, we're kind of on a sub goal bandwagon right now, and we hit a world's spiciest pain water goal. So, working around Mr. Lamp's work schedule and everything, we have decided that tonight is the night, being New Year's Eve and everything, we're going to make the world's hottest pain water. You know, unofficial, because I have no way of scoring that metric. But part of me, as morbid as it is, would have laughed if it happened on Inauguration Day and someone interrupted as Trump is taking oath while breaking news about... I mean, that would kind of been like when I was on stage in a church in Italy singing mid-song when the Pope dies and we get interrupted because someone's like, sorry, I'm going to let you finish, but the Pope is dead. Please continue. But how can we? If at the very least, though, all the pictures and the videos and everything of his inauguration, the flags are going to be at half-mast. There's nothing he can do about that. It will be a sad day for America. The old half and half, eat half, turn half to pain water. I'm all for equality. Dang, that's a good idea. My thought along those same lines was because they're literally like freaking leather. is soak them in liquid to both get their disgusting salted mummified flavor into said liquid and then turn said liquid to pain water. So if we do that, we could always then have the pain water, but also have to eat the formerly crunchy and now, oh, that's what I'm going to have to do, isn't it? Because that sounds atrocious. And then we're eating it and drinking it. It's just like making a shrimp slushy because you're hungry and thirsty. Dang it, Jim. I think that makes too much sense. Dang it. One of my lights is out. That's better. Salted mummified death squid pain water sounds like a good idea. Well, I guess HB is seconding that motion, so all in favor say aye. Lamp. And all opposed? Nay. Well, I'm anything if not for democracy, so as this hype train draws to a close, the eyes get it. I got a hype chest, apparently. Hype please emote. Oh, I got a dick in a box. But thank you, everybody. Level 5. Yeah. Okay. Level 5 hype train. 77%. 20 gifted subs on 100 bits. Thank you so much, Jim, Chris, and was it who threw those 100 bits in there? CP Geek. I thought it was CP Geek. But thank you. Thank you for the gifted subs. Thank you for the 100 bits. And thank you, Valorant, as well, for the additional 3 gifted subs. Well, we're going to kick off the end of the new year with 5 bells of the ringy dingy. The 5 bells of the ringy dingy sounds like some kind of mystery thriller novel someone might find discarded on a train. Or like one of those, or like a random book we'd pick up in a video game.
Butthole pleasures. It's not about butthole pleasures at all.
It's not. It's about the 5 bells of the ringy dingy. 5 bells have nothing to do with butthole pleasures. Unless that's how you're ringing your dingy. And I'm gonna stop. Paperback writer. Well, thank you so much, everybody. The ringy dingies to ring out the new year and ring in the new year. Just be glad Anime wasn't here to spur on the boys. That's true. I think we're close enough while being sufficiently far away. We don't need to rack in another sub goal to finish the year. You've been absolutely amazing in getting us this far, everybody. Waddy! Happy New Year's Eve! Happy New Year's Eve to you, Waddy. I hope you're having a good night and good celebrations, or doing whatever it is you want to do. All right, well, but without wasting too much additional time, I suppose we should get in to the first subject at hand, which is the crafting of our world's hottest pain water. Did I miss a hype train? You just did. It was a level 5, 77%, 20 gift subs, 100 bits, Absolute madness. And Pudge is here too. Pudge! What better way to bring in the new year than hitting this sub goal? I mean, we got to save something for next year, right? I mean, it's not like we set the whole time sub record last stream or anything. And then here we go hitting almost a level 6. But Happy New Year's Eve. Welcome in, Pudge. Welcome in, Waddy. We got a few things to do tonight. What's the all-time sub number? We actually put in a new command for that as well. Was it? Hype record. There it is. Thanks, HB. Level 8, 61%, 45 gift subs, 305 bits, amazeballs. And that was just last stream on Friday. Absolutely unreal. Jim and Anya May were just throwing fives back and forth like they were playing ping pong. And then all those extra subs with the Valorant promotion just kept that number going up. We've had more. We have once, but this was like in one train. I mean, that is at least the record that Twitch said was our record. So, because I know a couple, the hype train that had the previous record was one particular night where a couple of years ago, where one of Monkey's friends just kept throwing subs at us, even after the hype train ended. So if that had all been within the hype train, that all would have counted. My mom came over to hang out the other day and got me a Yates Pizza shirt. Woo! She told me she was getting that for you and said not to say anything, so I didn't say anything. But I hope you like it, CP Geek. I hope you like the Yeetsa Pizza shirt. Steeple's fingers. Excellent. And the hype train cooldown is 1 hour or 2. I think it's 1 hour. I think I put it as low as it could. Just so that the possibility is there to have more than one during a stream. It's fantastic. Super soft, dude. That's one thing I really like about this new company is the quality of the shirts they use is so much higher than the company that we used before. I just got home from work and Pudge is staring at me through the windows. Well, then go in and pet Pudge. Pudge needs pets. Ooh, super soft. Good to know. Oh, I know just which window Pudge the person. All right. Well, as I was trying to say, a couple of streams ago, we set and immediately defeated a sub goal to make and consume the world's hottest pain water. So my original plans when I got home from work, I was all set to do it how I normally do it, with the gas tank and, doing that on stream. But I completely forgot or didn't notice until I got home tonight that that Rickshaw Tom took out the recycling and which also included the can for bottles for redemption. So I do not have a bottle. I do not have a bottle in which to do my normal carbing on stream, if you know what I mean. So we're going to have to make a larger volume of pain water, and we're not going to be able to do it how I wanted to do it. So I've pre-gassed with a heck of a lot of gas one of my SodaStream bottles, and I'm hoping against hope. I am hoping against hope that all the hot nastiness that we put in here does not taint this bottle. If it does, then we'll just have a permanent pain water bottle for stream, but I'd rather not have to buy another one of these because they're like $15 a piece for a damn bottle. Man, I've only got 2. This one's got like I mixed 50% Starry syrup and 50% SodaStream brand strawberry watermelon. So a little spritzer there should I need it. If there's one thing CB Geek knows, it's that Eric Thread has lots of gas. I can't even deny it. It's true. It's true. It's damn true. But then as the night goes on, I've also, as you can see, I've queued up a ball drop cam. So as we get a little closer to the event, we can keep our eye on it and we can watch it here thusly. So we have that going as well. So we'll be ready for when the big event happens. Well, unless you're Jim and you're in the future, but apparently the future happens. 2025 exists because Jim is there as we speak. So, you know, if you're stressing about that, there at least is a future. So, what we're going to do, because I had to modify my plans for this Pain Water, we're going to mix it up here where you can see it. So, in front of your eyes. So the Dick Clark New Year's Eve show, some from Puerto Rico, and yet 70% of the customers still have no power when the whole island has no power. Dick, not duck. Yeah, I saw that. Like, the whole freaking island of Puerto Rico has no power because of one underground line that went out. Which is like, really? That, like, the whole island was because of one line? Okay. But hopefully they get that resolved quickly. I have been thinking strongly of flexing the old flight pass in the next, like, month or so and just going to get a few days of sun before my boss leaves for almost a month to go to Japan to go skiing. I was like, this is kind of a chance to get out and do that before, like, otherwise I'd have to wait till the end of February. So I may be pissing off for a few days in January to go get a little sunshine just because I can. Chemistry class. Supports on this print failed. May require some post-processing or perhaps a reprint. We'll see how it comes out in half an hour. What you printing, CP Geek? But, so, my, our B plan here for this World's Hottest Pain Water is still gonna... It's freaking gone. Oh, headphone hanger. Neat. I never realized how convenient those things were until I had one. One of those things I never thought about buying. It was like, what do I need that extra thing for? But then this mic stand has one built in underneath the desk, and it's been like, I don't even have to think about it, and it's just like, it's one of those things you don't even know how good an idea it is until you've got it. And you're like, how would I ever do without it? So we're still going to make a feckin' hot Pain Water. We're going to do it right here, right now, where you can see it. And how we're doing this is we are going to be adding 3 progressively hotter ingredients. Where the hell's the third? There you are. Thought you could get away, huh? So 3 progressively hotter ingredients into this bottle of just straight up double gassed Pain Water, twice as much CO2 as I normally use. And yeah, it's gonna suck. It is gonna suck, but at least I don't have work tomorrow in case I'm stuck on spending my New Year's Day on the throne with the burning ring of fire. So our first and least spiciest ingredient is going to be the classic good old cayenne pepper. Still plenty hot. But that's just step 1. And then step 2, because this is also New Year's Eve, and typically you at least have a toast of some sort, you know, something with boozahol in it on New Year's. I wasn't going to, and then I remembered that I had this. For those that remember the hot lunch stream we had, this may ring a bell. This is our Demon Seed Scorpion Pepper Ginger and Maple Syrup flavored whiskey. This stuff is hot as fuck. Scorpion pepper, so of course it would be, but this stuff's hot as fuck. And then, just to add a little insult to injury, once we have the cayenne and the Demon Seed inside the Pain Water, we will be topping it off with a nice little shake of our Carolina Reaper Sonoran Spice Company dusted candies, which will probably be floating in the bottle, just like, as Crystal Lamp pointed out, a bottle of Orbits, for those of us who remember that drink from the late 90s. So, that's your World Hottest Pain Water 2024 edition lineup. Let's see if we can get everything in there. There we go. Just in case I want a thumbnail for this. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put some in here, arbitrary amounts. And I really hope that this super spicy stuff doesn't work its way into the bottle. Otherwise, I'm going to be having hot drinks for ever. Let's see. Everybody coming to Japan. Yeah, my boss is, I guess he's wanted to do this for, like, most of his life. But he's going to Nagano, and he's going to just be skiing. He's just flying himself to Japan to ski for many weeks. So, more power to him. I have one hanging under my desk, so headphones are out of the way and have a properly organized spot next to the DAC amp, which was also hung under my desk. Command strips are effing rad. Is that a you don't want to know? Is that a you don't know what you don't know till you know it's a thing? Yeah, exactly. Not going to include the number 2 from the Burning Ring of Fire. I thought about that, but I figured if anything was going to, like, get into the plastic of the SodaStream bottle, it would probably be that sauce. Now, because I did say we would also finish off our Ring of Fire here, I thought we could use that to kick off this escapade. There's no X in that. Escapade. That's it. So we will do a plain old ordinary run-of-the-mill Burning Ring of Fire on our number 2 sauce here, just to whet my appetite and get me ready for spice. Why would someone defile whiskey like that? Because they can. I don't know. Delicious. I still vote for adding melted butter. Oh, and Pudge is going to Japan in April. Party in Japan. I just had the idea of adding pure capsaicin. Oh. No. I have an uncle who does that with his chili. Just pure capsaicin, because he got to the point where nothing was hot enough for him. So he started adding pure capsaicin to it. Dude's fucking nuts when it comes to spicy stuff. Just came super close to sending 3 pounds of Skittles all over my lab.
Then he waddled away, waddle, till the very next day. Bum, 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 bum.
Almost fell off my desk. You and me in Japan. Watch me dance. Yo, shut up. Kill Jordy. I say we roast him alive. Mind if I fuck around in your attic? Don't be a dickhead. Son of a bitch. I'm going for a Star Wars celebration. That is awesome, Pudge, and I am super jealous. Sound alerts are super low. Some of them are loud. I will turn this back up a little bit. All right. We're up to 90% on those. I can get the freaking collar off this thing. This is only the number 2. You'd think they wrapped it like it was 200. All right, what does the number 2 have in it for spicy ingredients? Water, jalapeno, habanero. Oh, okay, there you go. Okay. Habanero pepper, jalapeno pepper. It's funny that, like, it's got habanero in it, and it's the number 2. And how, like, when I was in college, there was still a point in time where the habanero pepper was the hottest pepper in the world. How the mighty have fallen. Who does number 2 work for? So let me know if I need to turn the alerts up anymore. Smells all right. All right, we got our number 2 sauce here. Number 2. Just putting the cap back on. Not taking that out of frame, just so you don't think I pulled the old switcheroo. Put the lid back on. The Ring of Fire, so nothing gets messed up. There we go. All right, number 2, Ring of Fire. This completes... This is a pretty quiet alert anyway. Some of the other ones are a lot louder, but Zamp levels are acceptable. Okay. All right.
I'm telling you, I could shit right now.
Awesome. I might after this. All right, here's the number 2. This completes the Ring of Fire. This now means going into the new year, if someone redeems Burning Ring of Fire, we spin the wheel and whatever it lands on is what we do, because everything has been revealed, and now we know what to expect. So cheers. Happy New Year, everyone. My money's on the cock sauce. You mean this? Yeah, and we will have a cock sauce redemption next year too. Which means Friday. It's weird. Does it feel like Friday to anyone else? I've been thinking all day it's Friday. And I know it's not. It's just... Yeah, that sauce is pretty good. Nice warmth to it. Not all that hot. That's one I could see easily eating on food. Not bad. Not bad, but that means we're easing into this challenge, and I already can't talk. So we've got our super duper carbonated pain water here. We're going to get a real big crisp off it. Although for your ears, it's probably just going to be... But... Look at them bubbles. Carbed to heck. All right, first thing. We got the cayenne. How many pumps? 7.
1 bits. Swiggity swa ooty. Here comes New Year booty.
Ooh, Mayor Bear backing up that New Year's booty. Nice to see you, Mayor Bear. And you got a gifted sub before you got here. All right, I really hope... All right, I'm going to be a little careful with this one. Because... This is a powder. It may cause a bunch of nucleation to like a Mentos and Coke effect. So I've got my bathrobe over here laid out just in case. You have a wide definition of food. I guess I do. Oh, I hate these lights. Gross. But here's the cayenne pepper. Oh God. I'm going to do it back here so I can just... All right, there it is. You can see it floating on top. Let's get that incorporated. Oh, God. It looks horrible. We got all those spicy floaters in there. Spicy Floaters, that's the name of my Frank Zappa cover band. Should have added butter. I'm not going to add butter. This is supposed to be spicy, not buttery. Only going to get worse from here. Now I ask everyone, do you want me to sample this before we add the next ingredient? Or do you want me to put everything in and then just see it for what it is. This is another interactive element for us. Do you want me to try this now with just the cayenne in it before we put in the scorpion pepper whiskey? Sample it with butter. I'm not going to sample it with butter. I'm already worried about all the stuff leaching its way into my SodaStream plastic. Crystal Lamp says sample now. Oh, this is good. The cayenne it doesn't even have flavor. It's just spice. Yeah, sample each one. Okay, yeah, okay. All right, let's hope it doesn't explode. Oh, fuck. Let's try it again. We did introduce a lot of nucleation sites. So, okay, there we go. There we go. You can hear the bubbles. Come on, my life is going shit right now. I need you to drink butter. I mean, I don't have a problem with drinking butter. I don't want to put butter into this. But perhaps if we hit this one here, where we have to turn the salted mummified death squid into pain water, maybe we'll put butter into that one, because butter and squid seems like it goes together. All right. Carbonate butter. Sláinte. Oh. Ah. Oh. It doesn't taste spicy, but like, I think some of the gas has like micro cayenne in it and went up my nose. Okay, do buttery pain water on Friday for a segment of Eric. Don't fizz that. Happy New Year. Here's carbonated butter. Oh, God. Butter. This is about asshole pleasures. It's not about butthole pleasures. That'll clear. Yeah. Okay, so my lips are burning. My mouth feels warm. My nose does not like it, but all told, that's not the worst thing. That's not the worst thing. So now we get to pour in some of this Demon Seed, Scorpion Pepper, Ginger Maple Syrup whiskey. Let's get a nice pop on this. That was terrible. We're going to do that again. Let's get a nice pop on this. A little better, I guess. All right, here we go. Demon Seed whiskey. Please don't make this bubble over. That's probably good. Oh, God. So it's now cayenne pepper, Demon Seed, Scorpion Pepper, Ginger, Maple Syrup whiskey. Oh, this is heartburn in a bottle already, I can tell. Oh, God, I touched my nose. Note to self, be careful. All right, here we go. Oh, that smells awful. Sláinte. Oh. Oh, that tastes terrible. Yeah. You know how sometimes whiskey, like, instead of having like a nice taste of oak, It just kind of tastes like an old cork. That's kind. Oh God, this tastes like I'm chewing on an old cork. Ooh, butter and paint remover? No! One of those things is food, and I'm 70% sure that it's butter. Something like peanuts. Something like peanuts? I'm not putting peanuts in my mouth on stream. Just trying to grab some peanuts. Oh, God, that is not good. Ugh. We're not done. We're not done. Now, the Sonoran Spice Company Carolina Reaper Dusted Nerd Candies. For anyone out there who's ever had anything Carolina Reaper based, Carolina Reapers smell and taste horrible. Just bitter, nasty, acrid, horrible. There is nothing redeeming.
Everything's gonna be okay.
I don't think it is.
Everything's gonna be okay.
Have you seen what I'm doing? I don't think it's gonna be okay. You can yell all you want, but it's not gonna be okay. It's not gonna be okay. Ah! No, I mean whiskey flavor. All right. The sooner we do this, the sooner it's over. There we go. Sure are. You can say that again. All right. You can see them floating in there like, well, they're in there, kind of floating around like fruity pebbles. Which means we've dusted all that Carolina Reaper powder off of the candies and into the liquid. Goodbye, SodaStream bottle. We hardly knew ye. I don't have my rest in peace button programmed. Okay. Here it is in all its glory. The world's hottest pain water, courtesy of Cayenne Pepper, Scorpion Pepper Whiskey, and Sonoran Spice Company Carolina Reaper Dusted Nerds Candy. Happy New Year, everyone! This is a bottle of 2024 here, and we're going to be done with it. Sláinte. Oh, my soft palate. Oh, it hates it. It hates it. Why rip bottle did you have a good? No, I don't know if I'm going to be able to use this again. Oh. It's so
I'm
hot.
telling you, I could shit right now.
Awesome.
Whole digestive tract enema in a bottle right there. Yeah, seriously. Oh, this is so gross. This is so bad.
And butthole pleasures. It's not about butthole pleasures.
Maybe for some people, but not for me. Oh, I gotta try it twice. Gotta try everything twice just to make sure you don't like it. Oh, my lips are burning. Oh. Oh. Ooh.
Eric.
Ugh.
Poop, poop, poop.
Let's go back on and setting this down for a second.
Eric, poop, 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 poop.
That's so hot. My lips are burning.
Eric.
Tom is on. So he's not. Ugh. Tom, unfortunately, is had to go to Connecticut today
Poop, poop, poop.
for
Eric, Eric,
well, he put it on Facebook, so it's public, but his
poop, poop,
his grandfather does not have much time left.
Eric, poop. Eric,
And I guess as of yesterday he stopped eating.
poop.
So
Eric, poop.
yeah. So Tomp is with his family right now. In a not very pleasant or comfortable situation. So everybody send your love to Tomp and Tomp's family. Oh God, that's hot. Oh, you hear that train going by? Does that mean success has been achieved, Mr. Hooligan? I'd say it has. This is absolutely the hottest seltzer I've ever drank. Oh, just my lips. Oh, they're burning like they're chapped, or like I ate a whole bunch of hot wings and they just like, oh. But we drank about a third of it, so that hopefully that appeases the folks out there. I hope you weren't hoping I would drink the whole thing. That was supposed to be Houlihan. I mean, hooligan. I mean, your boy's a hooligan, if you didn't know. But so it works. That's supposed to be Houlihan. Well, I like hooligan. I like a hooligan. I'll be a hooligan, at least for the rest of this year. But oh God, now I can just right here, just, oh, it's hot. Oh, it's so warm. Get it out of the bottle ASAP. Longer it sits, more likely it'll seep into the plastic. Hot lips. I hope that's not your way of saying finish the bottle, finish the drink now.
Whoa. Hurricane_Badger just cheered 1 bits. Go rinse out your bottle ASAP, Eric, and get yourself some drink to calm the spice. And maybe wash your hands too.
Well, my hands, I don't think they touched anything. Hey, did stream just freeze? Oh, no, maybe not. Maybe I froze momentarily. Stream is fine. Okay, I looked down on my iPad and it looked like my face was frozen in place. So because what are we doing here? I immediately regret that decision. All right, this is Starry and Strawberry Watermelon. Save me! You were no worried not to make that face. I mean, you would finish your drink, but I'm putting that. Well, I appreciate that, Lamp. Oh, that's so hot. Okay. Quick bio break here. I'm going to go rinse this out real quick, and we'll come back, and we will continue the stream. We're gonna dive into my top 10. We're gonna do some music, like not me. We're gonna revisit my old radio days, and we're gonna count down my my top 10 albums of 2024. So we'll be right back. Get up, take a drink, go to the bath. Yeah, that. We'll be right back. And, whew, pee-pee time. Note to self, wash hands before using pee-pee time, or you're going to regret it.
After these messages, we'll be right back. It was the best of times. It was the blurst of times. It was the best. It was the best. It was the best of times. It was the blurst of times. It was the best. You stupid monkey. It was the best of times. It was the blurst of times. It was the best. It was the best. It was the best of times. It was the blurst of times. It was the best. You stupid monkey. It was the best. It was the best. It was the best. We don't have to be adversaries, Homer.
Why is Mr. Burns being so nice to me?
And if you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Wait a minute. Is he coming on to me?
I mean, if I should slip something into your pocket, what's the harm?
My God, he is coming on to me.
After all, negotiations make strange bedfellows. It was the best of times. It was the first of times. It was the best. It was the best. It was the best of times. It was the first of times. It was the best. You stupid monkey. It was the best of times. It was the first of times. It was the best. It was the best. It was the best of times. It was the first of times. It was the best. Listen, be a dear and my legs. Give it to me.
Sorry, Mr. Burns, but I don't go in for these backdoor shenanigans. Sure, I'm flattered. Maybe even a little curious.
No, money down. 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 No.
If I hear objection and sustain one more time today, I think I'm going to scream.
All right, mission accomplished.
Objection. Objection. Objection.
And we're back. Hands washed, bathroom gone to, soda stream bottle rinsed out, refilled with water, and put back in the fridge. When I make a beverage with it tomorrow, I will have to let you all know if that spice leached its way into it or not. But we're hopeful. We're knocking on wood here. Hey, I'm drinking Starry as well from your soda stream. Slancha, Crystal Lamp. All right. Well, as it is New Year's Eve, and it is nice to drink some nice things on this holiday. I've as you all know, your boy is not much for libations these days. Especially ones like this, but this is a version of one that I can drink, and this is one that has the official Irish seal of approval on it. We got ourselves a non-alcoholic Guinness here, which, in terms of the Irish seal of approval, was given by my friend Justine Stafford. Says it checks all the boxes, and coming from a pure Irish type like her, I'm inclined to believe it. And I've had this before. This absolutely scratches the itch. So here we go. Let's crack ourselves into a 0% Guinness for the new year. Let me get the nice nitro crisp here. Yeah. Now I'll give that a minute to settle. I know ideally you should pour it into a glass, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna drink it out of the can. But cheers and sláinte, everybody. It is now 9:48, which means we have 2 hours and 12 minutes left of 2024, believe it or not. So what we're gonna do is, as I was working on my top 10 list, as something I started doing back in my radio days of just recapping what I felt completely based on my own tastes were the best albums of the year every year. And it's something I've done almost every year. I missed the last 2 years just because post-COVID and everything else that was going on, I couldn't be asked to bother. So what we're going to do is we're going to run through my top 10 here. I do believe St. Patrick might not agree. Canned non-alcoholic Guinness. Oh, I know, but Miss Justine Stafford approves. So because she approves, I approve. But sláinte, everybody. Raise them, drink them if you got them. Here's to 2025 being the best year yet. Sláinte. It's got that nice bog water taste. Let's see if I can find. Here we go. All right. So coming in at number 10 is one of my personal rock gods, one Mr. Jerry Cantrell, with one of the singles off his album I Want Blood. This is Afterglow. So we're gonna kick it here, listen to some tunes. Let me know what you think of that song. And I know this will probably be muted in the VOD, but that's okay. Kind of takes me back to my radio days, as I'm sure it will with Crystal Lamp too. Because I do miss those. I miss the simplicity of doing the radio show, but Twitch does pretty well at scratching that itch. Except when it comes to being able to legally, toy with copyrighted music. Because if I could bring my radio show back in this format, I think that would be a lot of fun. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just sacrifice a stream knowing I won't be able to keep the VOD. I have all my old assets and everything. Maybe I'll just try to run one of my old radio shows just with a camera running. I'll do it the way I used to do it, with all my segments and everything. I don't know. That could be fun. What do you think, Lamp? Think it would translate? Jerry's doing another show in Boston this spring, and part of me really wants to go. But just in general, tickets are so damn expensive. Porque no lo dos. This is Jerry Cantrell, better known as the primary songwriter and lead guitarist for Alice in Chains. This is the solo record he put out this year. The song is called Afterglow. The album is I Want Blood. Basically, St. Justine for the win. We'll take that. We'll take that. Oh! Can you tell I don't speak the language? Radio stream. Why not both of them? Yeah. All right, well, maybe I will. Maybe that's something we'll do in the new year. I'll get all my old assets loaded up in here, and we'll see if we can't run an episode of Kicking Ass and Taking Names 2025 style. That could be fun. The only difference is I won't be like shuffling between the two CD players and all that other stuff, but it'll work. We'll make it work. Why not? I'm also curious, anyone else out there who has an interest in logging their music for a year, what do you think, or at least what to you was your favorite album that came out this year? I'm curious.
Welcome to Red Radio. I'm your host, Eric. Be prepared for a musical experience that kick you.
That's not too far removed. That's not too far removed. My show was called Kicking Ass and Taking Names with your host, Eric the Red. Tuesdays, 10 to midnight, 90.7 WJSC. Radio Reloaded. There's still some chili in my throat there, but we're getting through. The plus side is you won't be in a studio with Nick, Stinky Nick, the dishwasher. You won't be in a studio with what's his name, Stank, in the studio. I honestly haven't sat down and figured out my top albums. That's fair. That's fair. Do you have like an inkling, like what, or just throw something out there? What's something that really stuck out to you that you're pretty sure would be on your list? I was looking forward to my, well, I don't use Spotify, I use Apple Music, but I was looking forward to the Apple Music version of the Spotify Wrapped. But unfortunately, on all but one of my devices that I stream Apple Music on, I didn't have the library feature on it that logs what you listen to tally into that. So the only stuff that was on my recap was the music I play on the here on stream. So it wasn't all that accurate. And I was like, what the hell? I know I've listened to more stuff than this. But yeah, I can definitely see you doing your own radio show here on Twitch. You just make sure you get the proper license before you do it so you don't get DMCA dings. Yeah, I know. And Twitch pays performance royalties, which is why you're, if you're a musician, you're allowed to play cover songs because they pay the same ASCAP and BMI licenses that bars and clubs and music venues have to pay. So that's why that's covered. That is one thing I miss. Well, another thing I miss about being on the radio is we paid our ASCAP and BMI royalties. So we could play anything on the radio. It didn't matter what. Well, with the exception of safe harbor hours, if you were before the hours of 10 p.m., then you had to play censored music, which is why your boy went from 10 p.m. to midnight. So I didn't have to censor my music. So that was nice. But, the DJ, of course, couldn't say the 7 dirty words. But you're on Twitch, you fucking can. Penis. Actually, you can say penis on the radio, but you can't say cock, sucker. The more you know. But that was number 10, Jerry Cantrell with Afterglow off of I Want Blood. A fantastic track by one of my guitar gods there. You thought he would have fallen higher on this list, considering it's top 10 for the whole year, but there's a lot of decent music out here, including this next track, which comes to us courtesy of another guitar god of his own making. I'm talking, of course, of Mr. Jack White, who dropped a mystery track on the world, which was also a mystery album. They didn't even tell people it was coming out, and he was giving it away for free on Record Store Day. He just said, give anyone that comes in on this day, give them a copy of this. It was a record with no name, didn't know who it was, and then people figured out it was Jack White. And then people started ripping the vinyls and putting them online, so they got him to put the album out, and it's really good. I've never been a huge Jack White fan, but this kind of wormed its way into my ear. I made a conscious effort to expand my musical horizons this year and try to listen to a lot more stuff. Because since I don't work in radio anymore, I felt like there was a lot I was missing out on. But I heard this one came out, checked it out. It's pretty freaking great. And this song here, Archbishop Harold Holmes, is the one that stands out to me on the record. And I just really enjoy it. It's that really dirty garage rock, very Led Zeppelin-y, and it just cooks.
But you must tell 7 friends. You must first bring 7 friends. And don't be selfish and keep this all to yourself and don't eat shellfish. Hate is trying to take someone else's love for yourself.
One album that will certainly be in my top 10 is Linkin Park's From Zero. So so what I first did is I put all the noteworthy albums in a list, and I had like 21 albums on it. But that first 50% cut from 20 to 10 was brutal. And while I do agree From Zero is good, it didn't crack my top 10. But there's a couple of things that I was sure were going to that didn't. Just because when I objectively looked at things, listened to stuff side by side, I was like, I either liked this better or I legit listened to this more. And when it came down to like I can't decide, it was what did I listen to more. And there's a few things on here that are really fucking surprising. It's like, really, dude? And it's like, I listened to it. I do a lot of driving every day, and I can't listen to podcasts or things when I drive. I need music. And if something becomes a good driving song or driving album, then it's going to land more than another. But I do agree that From Zero, surprisingly good. Definitely top 20 caliber. Definitely top 15, but didn't crack my top 10. Which is fine. But that was a quick one by our boy Jack White, Archbishop Harold Holmes, off of this untitled, what they're calling like his Blue album. Definitely worth checking out. The album, the whole thing is solid. Just some really good, gritty, dirty guitar rock. It's a whole lot of fun. Going into the next one, though, something that may also seem a little out of character for me, who's really known for being a rock and metal head, is a track here by electronic artist Mr. Kitty. One that I really quite enjoy. Keep clicking the wrong one. But Mr. Kitty's an artist that I found just via flicking around on TikTok and last year, and then because his song After Dark went viral, and I started listening to his other stuff. After Dark was like 10 years ago that he put that out, and I started listening to his other stuff, and I was like, this stuff's pretty good. It's coming back to driving music. Mr. Kitty's albums, everything I've listened to of his is really good driving music. Sort of, it gets those theta waves going and makes driving real easy. And this album that he released this year is no exception. Very good driving music. CBG has a long commute to the office too. It's a 2 whole grueling miles. I know. Makes my 50 look like nothing. What's happening? Waddy dropping a 5-bomb on us. Which also gives us another gifted sub from Valorant. Well, you basically drive to Canada when you go to work. Well, it's more like I almost drive to Canada when I go home. Because I live near the border, but my office is 50 miles further south. Thank you, Waddy! Hearts, hugs, and loves for dropping that 5-bomb on us. Greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Thought it was the opposite. Yeah, no worries. I don't do geography good.
Incredible Waddy gifted a tier 1 sub to Shiny 1233.
Well, thank you so much for that, Waddy. That's greatly appreciated. Happy New Year. But this album, Unreal Volume 1, and this track 6x6 by Mr. Kitty. This is probably, just thinking of driving albums, this is probably my number 2 driving album of the year. But solid electronic offering by Mr. Kitty here. if you're into like synthwave, EDM, well, maybe not so much EDM, but like just good, solid electronic music with very well-written melodies, then I think Mr. Kitty would be right up your alley, and he's worth checking out. He does some good tunes there. So that's 10 through 7, 10, 9, 8. Yeah, so that's the first 3 on our list here. I had those queued up. Now I gotta buy some time here while I type with my other hands and queue up the next one. But we're going from something pretty new, pretty modern into a band that's been on the scene since before the grunge days, believe it or not. They have been around that long. And according to some, they really do run in the same circles. But this is a band that anytime they do a release, it almost always lands in my top 10 just because your boy's a fan. And I love so much of what they do. I celebrate their entire catalog. If this will stop spinning and actually play, then we'll get into it. But I'm talking about an offering here from my man William Patrick Corgan and the Smashing Pumpkins, who dropped an album with the absolute worst title I've ever heard in my life earlier this year. Again, without any notice, without any lead off, they just, by the way, here it is. They didn't release a single, they just dropped the album and were like, there you go. You want something that sounds like Siamese Dream? Here you go. But the album, I apologize for, but I don't know, Agori Mori May. It's, yeah. This is the name of the album. Catchy, isn't it? I thought Phoenix was here. I was like, wait, am I hearing Mexican pizza? Welcome in, Phoenix! But if you're a fan of old school Smashing Pumpkins, I'm talking Siamese Dream, talking Melancholy Infinite Sadness, then Agori Mori May, absolutely true to form. Billy Corgan going back to the well just to prove that they could. Amazing guitar record here. Some great work by all the Pumpkins here. The one real detraction for me on this album is, despite the music and everything being very good, very true to form, I feel this is some of Billy's worst lyrical work to date. I mean, track to track, there's a lot of just tawdry and overly imagined, trite lyrical stuff that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And coming from your boy, who's something of a lyricist himself, yeah. Yeah. But if that's my one complaint, then, we'll take it. Alex says, hell and Happy New Year. Did he say hell or did he say hello? Because, I mean, either one's appropriate. Hell and Happy New Year, Alec. Sláinte. Can't all be lyrical genius. On the bright side, could be something like Sensitive to Bees.
If I'm next to you.
Hello! But this is one of the lighter songs. This song is Who Goes There. This is one of the lighter songs in the album. It's one of the more whimsical tunes. There are much heavier ones and much longer ones. There's some like 6 to 8 minute tracks on here, which are just absolute diamonds. But this one, I kept coming back to this one. This one earwormed its way in. So that's why it became the example track off of this album for me. But that was our number 7 album of the year, Agori Mori May by Smashing Pumpkins. Going into number 6 here is one that I honestly thought was going to track higher, but that's just the way it goes. And it's not to say that it is a bad track or a bad band in any way, shape, or form, because it is absolutely not. I'm talking about the one and only Static X and their release Project Regeneration Volume 2. What I consider their best track off of this album, if it plays. We shall see. It's you fighting here with the old ad block software. I mean, not no ad block software. So, wait, what was the news today? I don't know. Was I talking about news today? Well, yeah, I don't know. But in any case, this is Project Regeneration Volume 2. This is the second installment of the final bits of music that the late Wayne Static produced before he tragically passed away. This album, in its entirety, was announced back in 2018, believe it or not. But this final installment didn't see the light of day till earlier this year. And it's just an absolutely amazing send-off for one of my musical heroes, Mr. Wayne Static. Amazing work done by surviving band members Tony Koichi J and new frontman Zero, aka Edsel Dope. But that solid evil disco, keeping the dream alive. Mayor Bear mentioned news. Oh, given the news today, hell makes sense. Oh, I missed that comment. What news are you talking about, Mayor Bear? Let us know. Inquiring minds. But I picked this track specifically off this album because it's called Black Star, and this is off a posthumous album for the late Wayne Static. And I'd be remiss if I didn't at least acknowledge the fact that one David Bowie's final album was also called Black Star. So, you know, it felt appropriate. But Evil Disco is always appropriate. Another really good driving album. Top 5 in terms of driving albums. There are 3 behavior specialists at the company Alec and I work at. Alec is one of the... one is new like him and from Maine, and another is his supervisor. The other new one quit today, no notice. Oh, that's what you were talking about. Okay. So he's taking over her houses temporarily, I guess. Who knows? Yeah, that sucks. I saw his post. That's just... what a kick in the grill to have to do all that. Yeah, big oofs. Big oofs indeed. But again, the offer still stands. Anyone out there who also likes to go back over the music they've listened to in a calendar year, let me know what some of the top albums of the year I mean, what else can you say? It's fucking Green Day. Green Day sitting at number 5 on my list. Everybody's racist and the Uber's running late. Most of the stuff I listen to isn't current, and the stuff that isn't my usual fare. And most of it is popular singles and not albums. It's rare to see whole albums that I actually like these days. In fact, the only 2 tracks I can think of that I picked up earlier this year are in Sabrina Carpenter's Espresso and Doja Cat's Paint the Town Red. That's fair, and that's, I mean, music is going back into being very heavy on the single and not so much on the release of albums. In fact, there's a lot of EPs. And there's a lot of like it was in the 50s and 60s now, where you have bands, especially independent artists, releasing just singles until they have enough to drop an EP, and then they'll drop the EP. Because it is a huge gamble and a huge risk to put a whole album worth of music together and drop it all at once. And I'm a child of the latter 20th century, where it was all about the album experience, and I like that front to back, top to bottom, put on an album, listen to it all the way through, and that's just the way I am. I'm not big on playlists, I'm not big on mixtapes, but your boy likes the whole experience, and that did kind of nerf my lists when especially this year as I was sitting down to do it. Is there's stuff that I wanted to be able to include on here, including the fact that what I consider the best song of 2024 came out on an EP, and I don't count EPs in this list. I only count full albums or LPs. So my favorite song of the whole year isn't even on the list. So yeah, maybe I'll have to revise my own rules, but that's just the way it goes. Digital format makes it easier to release singles and EP. Yeah, exactly. And especially since a lot of artists now are self-funding and self-producing, it makes absolutely zero sense to go through all of that to drop a whole album and without any sort of notion that you're gonna get any return on your investment. But yeah. But speaking of old school, going into number 4 here on our top 10 list is certainly a man from the old school days of dropping albums with an established arena rock band. And this is one of my biggest surprises. This is probably number 2 on my surprise list, as to not only the fact that I even listened to this album, because it's from a guitarist who was known for a band that I was never really a fan of anyway. And then it ended up placing number 4 on my list. I'm talking about Mr. Ace Frehley, dropping a solo album by the name of 10,000 Volts. Ace Frehley, of course, most well known as the former lead guitar player for the rock band Kiss, and dropped this album right around the time that Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons played the very last shows with Kiss, as sort of a fuck you, because they didn't do any sort of career retrospective to bring back former members or anything like that. They're just like, okay, the band is done, see you later. And Ace kind of hit it out of the park here. This album, 10,000 Volts, I listened to on a whim, and I was like, I hate this dude's voice. These lyrics kind of suck, but fuck, it's catchy. And it's so good, and it gets stuck in my head over and over again. And when I took my trip out west earlier this year, I kept going back and listening to this album. Get on the plane, put my headphones on, and I'd be listening to 10,000 Volts. And then it just so happens that we're ending this year with all this controversy of all these UAVs and UFOs over New Jersey. And we got this song here, and it's about, I've seen shit in the sky. You can't tell me I haven't seen it. This song's called Up in the Sky. It's the second to last track on the album, the last one with lyrics, and absolutely the one I keep coming back to. It just fucking rips. Gene and Paul are just scummy people. Absolutely. I mean, Ace is no saint either, but goddamn, this album is good. If you like old school 70s guitar rock, maybe even like the old Kiss sound, check this out. Like I said, his voice over auto-tune is putting in a lot of heavy lifting on here, but the guitar work, mwah.
Are we alone? Just screw it. Think I'll just say goodnight.
Guitar solo!
Aren't the majority of people who get to be famous musicians scummy people to a degree? I think a lot of those folks, I don't necessarily think they become scummy. I think a lot of them, maybe they are in the first place. But once they become famous, it gives them the feeling of liberty to be open about their true nature. And that's a freedom I wish a lot of us had. But unfortunately, a lot of these famous people, their true nature is just being an asshole. So they've got that freedom to be an asshole, and a lot of us don't. And a lot of us just aren't assholes. But much of my recap this year is Poppy's I Disagree, which is fantastic. Absolutely. Absolutely. Dolores, How Did You Get So Good, which was your fault because you used a sound alert covering part of it. A large number of 21 Pilots tracks, few Lab Rat tracks, Polaris album, hell yeah, Polaris. MC Front a lot, and most of the other slots got filled in with backing track stuff for my streaming efforts. It's possible to drop a playlist for a new album, at least on YouTube. I don't do Spotify.
Let that freak bag fly.
You're free to be anything you want to be. There's no reason to be. Yeah, exactly. I think it takes more effort. It takes more effort to be an ass. But that was Ace Frehley with Up in the Sky. That was, I can't believe that almost cracked the top 3. That was number 4, the album 10,000 Volts. And now we are in special territory here as we are into my top 3 of the year, which I don't want to say I lose sleep over the ordering of this list, but at least for number 3 and number 2, absolutely. But number 1, I mean, we'll get there, but number 1, I mean, kind of ended up speaking for itself, but which one did I pick? But the one we got here for number 3, so our LeBron's award here for my 2024 best albums is the debut album by one Lauren Eve Mayberry, who some people may know as the lead singer of the Scottish band Churches, who has branched out on her own for the very first time to release solo music. And she came to my attention when I saw Postal Service and Death Cab for Cutie on the first leg. She was the opening artist for them. And I was like, I don't know who this woman is, but she sounds great. And Mr. Ben Gibbard of these two bands even said, like, give it up for Lauren Mayberry. music really late. When I find stuff I like, I just end up playing that, and it's new to me, even though it came out 20, 50 years ago. That's the thing that a lot of folks are noticing about Gen Z and Gen Alpha, is because their coming of age and their music discovery is via Spotify and the internet. They're discovering music that is brand new to them, that's 20, 30, 40, 50 years old. And that's why you have songs re-entering the music charts from decades ago. Because to them, it's all just there. It doesn't matter when it came out. It's there. And it's really cool. And admittedly, a lot of what I found in terms of new music is because of the time I've spent doom scrolling on TikTok and across social media in general. But there's always a lot of great music out there, and especially now that the barrier for entry for people to bedroom produce high quality music has never been higher or never been lower. The barrier for entry has never been lower, and the quality of music that can be produced in a bedroom has never been higher. That's what I was trying to say. And the fact that even just people with an acoustic guitar and a microphone, or even just an acoustic guitar and their iPhone, are sitting down and recording music in their bedroom that is ending up on the charts. Absolutely nothing special, but it's that raw, gritty, real 1960s singer-songwriter sort of stuff that's really starting to come back. And that's one of my predictions going into 2025, is that we're in the very beginning of a real resurgence and renaissance of folk music. I truly believe that, and I think we're going to be seeing a whole lot of it going into 2025. But what we're going into now is the Sexy Silver #2 album of the year off my list here, with a heavy emphasis on the sexy, because this is honestly some of the horniest music, this album, some of the horniest music I've ever heard in my life. And the fact that it's made my list at all absolutely shocked me, but it's also just not that surprising, because this was absolutely everywhere. You couldn't get away from it. It was called The Song of Summer, and I am absolutely inclined to believe it, because I ended up going out of my way to listen to it, and then listen to the whole album, and then it became my driving record for the whole freaking summer when I'm driving 100 miles a day. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, well, I'm talking about Short and Sweet by Sabrina Carpenter. Believe it or not, that is my #2. My fucking #2 album of the year is the biggest pop song of the year. Biggest pop album of the year. I couldn't believe it either, but here we are. I gotta believe it because I'm looking at it. And the production on it, absolutely stellar, with nods to like Bee Gees, ABBA, Michael Jackson. Just the history of pop music exists here, and it's absolutely unreal. It's so good. The whole album is so good. It's paced so well. Sometimes pop music is just fantastic. You take it for what it is, it's just fantastic. But Sabrina Carpenter and her team really, really delivered the goods with this, and something that, as I tried to sum it up, this is a pop record that produced singles that are going to be used to define pop music in the 2020s. When we're looking back in 10 years, 20 years, they're going to be like, what was music like in the 2020s? This track right here, Espresso, is going to be on that list. It's a perfect earworm. It feels good, it sounds good, it just makes you want to move. And that's honestly what good pop music does. And just the album itself was a fucking monster. It sold albums, not just streams, it sold albums. And for something to do that in this day and age It's not easy to do. Also, a lot of people, for whatever reason, Sabrina Carpenter is a Disney Channel kid, and she started on the show Girl Meets World. So there you go. And she is the niece of Nancy Cartwright, who is the voice of Bart Simpson. Just some fun facts for you. But I do recommend giving this whole album a listen. And in terms of like, it's not just straight up pop music. There's a country song on it. There's folk type songs on it. There's traditional singer-songwriter type stuff on it. There's some big banger dance hits on there. And those are the big hits. But like, it's just surprising, the scope of it, and that it all just works. So. CP Geek never put together that Sabrina Carpenter was the BFF actress on Girl Meets World. It was, yeah. Yeah. Fun fact. And when, before I gave the music a listen and it was flying around everywhere, I think I saw something on, I think it was either going through Instagram or something. And I was like, she looks familiar and I just don't know why. And then I looked it up and I was like, holy shit, it's that girl from Girl Meets World. Okay, I'll give it a listen. And that's kind of what prompted me to do it. But that is number 2, well-deserved, short and sweet by Sabrina Carpenter. That track right there, Espresso, and the track Bed Chem are probably the two tracks that I appreciated the most off of that album, and the ones I went back to and listened to the most. But with all that being said, we are now at my album of the year here, which honestly, for anyone that knows me, is probably not going to come as a surprise. If you've kept your finger on the pulse of any sort of music that's come out this year, or paid attention to artists that I've seen in concert more than once, because this checks both of those boxes. And as soon as we get past the ad blocker here, we will jump on over. Talking about none other than my Lord and Savior Poppy. Album of the year, Negative Spaces. This is the title track, also called Negative Spaces. Song fucking rips. Amazing album. Poppy really running through her musical history here with a couple of tracks that are nods to the old electropop, J-pop days. Some really heavy tracks reminiscent of her more recent work. And then this one here, which is closer to her previous offering, Zig, which was really, really heavy into the grunge 90s sound, but drenched in crowd vocals and just absolutely ripping guitar work. Almost everything Poppy has put out, full-length album-wise, since 2018, has been at the top of my top 10 lists. What she does musically speaks to me. No matter the genre, no matter what it is she's doing, it reverberates with me, and fuck yeah, Poppy. CBK watched all of Boy Meets World as it was airing, and Girl Meets World might not be for everyone, but yeah, exactly. I was the same way. So I didn't make this. So this didn't make it to my recap because I just started listening to it, and I've done so a few times through. And yeah, I really like it, and I'll continue playing it. I like I Disagree better, but this new disc is great too. Yeah, and I'm. If I had to sit down and put her albums in what I think would be a top 10 list, that would hurt. That would be so hard. But I think, oh, yeah. But this is so good. And the fact that going from track to track, you can be like, here's a nod to this, here's a nod to this. And the fact she's already onto something else. She's already back to trying to reinvent the wheel. As soon as she puts a record out, she's on to the next record. She's absolutely prolific. She's put out seven studio albums. That's full-length albums in the last 9 years. And that's not counting EPs and soundtracks and other things that she's put out in addition to that. She's been putting in the work, and she's really been making a name for herself, especially in the metal community, and it is absolutely earned. And that's why Poppy's Negative Spaces is my album of the year. My album of the year for 2024. And it wasn't much of a contest. It really wasn't. It wasn't. The first couple times I listened to it, I was like, yeah, she did it again. Oops, she did it again. But yeah, so that is our list right there. Just to recap there. At number 10, we had Jerry Cantrell with I Want Blood. At number 9, we had Jack White's untitled album, lovingly referred to as Jack White's Blue Album because it didn't have a name. At number 8, we had Mr. Kitty with Unreal Volume 1. Number 7 was the Smashing Pumpkins with Agori Mori May, the album with the worst album title of the year, hands down. Number 6 was Static X with Project Regeneration Volume 2, the final goodbyes to the life and the legacy of the late Wayne Static. At number 5, right in the middle, we had Green Day's offering Saviors, which is another solid offering to Green Day's discography. Definitely one of the best they've done in the last 15 plus years. Beating out Green Day and Static X and other such legacy artists that I'm a huge fan of, we had Ace Frehley showing up on my list for the first time ever. Ace Frehley's 10,000 Volts, just absolutely shocking me and ripping up my headphones for the better part of earlier this year. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention it. Then going into the top 3, we had Lauren Eve Mayberry's Vicious Creature, her debut offering there, taking the number 3 spot. Number 2, the biggest pop album of 2024, to absolutely no surprise, was Sabrina Carpenter's Short and Sweet. And then as we just highlighted there, our number 1 album of the year by my Lord and Savior Poppy, Negative Spaces. That is our top 10 of 2024. But that's just my opinion and the opinions of no one else. It's just based on the music I listened to, what tickled my earworm, and what got a lot of rotation while I was doing my 2 hours and 100 miles worth of driving every day, back and forth between work, the theater, and home. So I hope that was fun to listen through some of those tunes. But as I mentioned earlier, there is an altogether different track here that I consider the best song of 2024. And it only didn't make the list because it was released on an EP and as a single, but not on a full-length album. But so a bit of a shame there, and it may see me between now and next year having to reevaluate whether I keep doing this as just albums or figure out some other scale to include things like EPs and just singles. Because there's some fantastic stuff that people are putting out, especially independent and bedroom artists who don't have the wherewithal, the means, whatever, to release a whole album and are just going to release a single or two, and really that's it. And they deserve recognition as well. And the producer of what I consider to be the song of the year is from an artist local to Vermont who currently lives in Nashville, who was brought to my attention a couple of years ago thanks to TikTok. And I use some of her songs here as background music on stream. So you've heard her work before. You haven't probably heard this song. But this is a song that she wrote, as she explained it, this is a song that she wrote for herself, as a way to speak to that part of her that she couldn't speak to any other way. So it's deeply personal, and it's just a beautifully written song. So by Isabel Pless, the song is called Isabel, and this is what I consider to be the best song released in 2024. It's just a beautiful piece of music.
I've been trying to find time to find myself again. I've been playing with the tendons in my hands.
I'm not even going to talk. We're just going to
I've
listen.
been trying to learn how to be my own person instead of trying to be interesting. Fuck never being quite enough. Fuck being second favorite. It was never up to me anyway. This isn't about love, but that doesn't make it painless. Guess I'll be the one who has to say, you don't have to be good all the time. You don't have to have the answer. You don't have to be right. You don't have to be the strong one. You don't have to be liked. You're allowed to bleed outside the lines. Isabel, you're allowed to change your mind. I've been making new friends and listening to them. I've been laughing on strangers' couches. I've been thinking about how I talk to myself, how my words cut like no one else's.
Yeah, there's a poppy on the table.
Fuck never being satisfied. Fuck a pity party. I'll never be a machine. I always wanted to be so unfeeling. But where has that ever gotten me?
Fireworks plus alcohol equals danger.
You don't have to be good all the time. You don't have to have the answer. You don't have to be right. You don't have to be the strong one. You don't have to be liked. You're allowed to bleed outside the lines. Isabel, you're allowed to change your mind. You don't have to be special. You don't have to be anything. You don't have to move on if you are ready. You don't have to set examples and you don't have to lead. You're allowed to want and you're allowed to leave. You don't have to be good all the time. You don't have to have the answer. You don't have to be right. You don't have to be the strong one. You don't have to be liked. You're allowed to
So that was what I consider to be the best song released in 2024. And it still just blows my mind that it took a service like TikTok to introduce me to the music that this girl was putting out, who is from 2 towns over from me. What the hell? I didn't do anything. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? You're good. Okay. That was weird. I don't know what that was. I don't know what that could have been. In any case, yes. Miss Isabel Pless, she's from the town of Jericho here in Vermont. She currently lives in Nashville and rarely ever puts out full-length albums. I think she's only put out 2 full-length albums ever. She's put out a couple of EPs. She's like a lot of new musicians. She just likes to release singles, and then periodically she'll release a collection of singles as an EP. And this song, Isabel, she put out earlier this year on her EP Workhorse Volume 1, which she's actually pressing to a limited run of records that are coming out next year with the other half. So next year,
got drafted by Crystal Lamp.
Lamp!
Crystal Lamp gifted a tier 1 sub to Kickstra.
What are you doing, Lamp? Lamp dropping another 5-bomb on us. And here's a second hype train to the stream. Waddy with 100 bits to kick off that hype train.
15 got drafted by Crystal Lamp. Crystal Lamp gifted a tier 1 sub to Master 1115.
We're already at a level 2, 83% of a level 2 hype train. This is the second hype train this stream.
CKZXC1 got drafted by Crystal Lamp. Crystal Lamp gifted a tier 1 sub to SH0CKZXC1.
There's a lot in chat here that I missed, so after Trashly does her recap, I'm going to scroll back up and chat a little bit just so we make sure we get all these messages read. But thank you so much, Lamp, and Valorant for dropping. Is that the 5th sub from Valorant? So does that mean Valorant has dropped a 5-bomb on us as well? That's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Whoa. Incredible.
Yeah, that means we've now officially had a 5-bomb from Valorant as well. Lamp finger slipped. 11. Oh my god, we're 11 away. From Salted Mummified Death Squid Seltzer. Because of course. Well, thank you so much, everybody. Oh, well. And to anyone who hasn't gotten a gifted sub after all this, there's an ad running right now, so my apologies there. But, or at least there will be an ad running. But let's see. Let's catch up in chat here. Let's see. Okay, CP Geek, back when we were playing our number 1 track, Negative Spaces by Poppy. Well, like this particular track has some of that new metal energy that I didn't hear much of before. There's a lot of bubblegum and hard metal, which is great, but the more moderate grunge rock new metal sound wasn't represented much previously, which is a sound, obviously, that I like.
Parza got drafted by Jimmer today. Jimmer today gifted a tier 1 sub to Kevin_S Parza.
And Jim dropping another bomb on us. Just dropping a sub on us, I should say. Thank you so much, Jim. That's your 116th gifted sub in the channel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Where's that now the hype train level 3, 9%. I see what you were doing. You were kicking us into level 3. Well, I appreciate it. I really do. CB Geek has a friend who currently lives in Brazil who just sent a self-shot video of a big party in the streets with fireworks and people with giant cups of alcohol having. Oh, that's where that comment came from. Fireworks was alcohol equals danger. Jim has never heard of Poppy till I brought her to your attention. She was not what I expected. Yeah, especially depending on where it is you jumped in and started experiencing Poppy, because she has run the gamut and she is not done yet. Now you've introduced me to Lauren Mayberry. Damn, I'd given up on music. Now I have to reconsider. I mean, I'd apologize, but I don't think an apology is necessary, because if I hear something spectacular, I'm going to shout it from the rooftops. And that's been my MO for as long as I've been into music. And Lauren Mayberry, absolute gem. She's an absolute gem. The public people have giant cups of liqueur. Tomato, potato. I expect the professional fireworks display to be put on by sober-ish people, but I have no way to tell. Isabel Pless is also on CB Geek's list because of me. Little Life is great. Little Life is... Yeah, that is a great song. It's Little Life is a song that Isabel wrote based on a particularly nasty comment she got on social media that some dude left on one of her posts, and it inspired a whole song, and it's a fucking great song. So inspiration can come from anywhere, but she's so freaking prolific. And if you don't follow her, I'd encourage you to follow her YouTube specifically, because she releases snippets of music that she's working on. Like, she's got new songs, new material that she shares just about every freaking day. Like, the amount of music this girl writes is just... She's phenomenal. She's absolutely phenomenal. That sounds like a blast in terms of the fireworks. A blast of some fingers. She's got a great voice. Love her melancholy music, her heartfelt lyrics, and respectfully, she's rather pretty to boot. Yeah, her lyric work is just some of the best lyric work I've heard that anybody is writing now. Her lyrics are so good. Is so good. And she's really got a feel on basically like sad boy emo music is the way a lot of people put it. It's like, it's so good. But she's also a really good guitar player, and she plays the piano, and she's like 22, 23, I think. And it's like, man, I wish I had that level of talent at her age. Because, like, to have as much as she does, as young as she is, like, her future in music is so freaking bright. And I hope she takes off and gets the recognition she deserves, because it's so worthwhile. Poppy started her public career as making strange internet meme videos and became something very different. Anya May redeemed drink. Anya! Thank you, Anya, for drink. We will finish up our 0 alcohol Guinness here. Nice to see you, Anya. Happy New Year! Talent at any age. Absolutely. Absolutely. But Happy New Year, Anya. I hope you're doing well. 9% level 3 hype train. Second hype train of the night. 20 seconds to go. Y'all are wild. Y'all are absolutely wild. Heck of a way these last couple of streams for us to finish off this year. Chris, Jim, good to see you all. Yeah, Jim is hanging out with us from the future, from 2025 in Tokyo, Japan. But at least we're assured now that the future is going to happen, that we are going to roll into 2025 and leave 2024 in the dust in just 1 hour and 5 minutes. Hype train is complete. Level 3, 10%. Ooh, I got another hype chest here. I got a blue guy in a scarf. What? Magic on Eric Stream. All right, well, now we got three bells of the ring. What was my verbiage before? Bells of the ringy dingy. So we have 3 bells of the ringy dingy now? No, it wasn't bells. Was it? I can't even remember at this point. Dongs of the... No, it was not a 3... 3 dong night. Oh, man. That's what she said. It was bell. Okay, so we're going to have... let's have 3 bells of the ringy dingy here for that hype train. And 1 more to grow on. CPG. Three Dong Night is the name of your John Holmes cover band. Oh my. At least it happened to Japan. Take that, China. Now there's a chance for a hype train going into the new year. Yeah, I guess technically there is, but come on. That was 2 hype trains in one stream. We're barely 2 out. We're 2 hours and 9 minutes in. We've had 2 hype trains, a level 5 and a level 3. I think we're probably good. But thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hat trick, hat trick, hat trick, hat trick. Well, I don't know if we've ever had 3 hype trains on a stream. Unless we're counting like the 12 and 24 hour streams. But even then, I don't think we had 3 on that, did we? I don't even know. Choo choo. 2 hype trains at the same time. You don't need $1 million to do 2 hype trains at the same time. Well, figure the type of hype trains that would double up on a guy like me. All right, well, I need to take another bathroom break here because I've been putting the fluids through me. So we're gonna do that real quick, and in the meantime, while I am on said bathroom break, because we were talking about how wonderful Isabel Pless is, let's play her most recent release, which is a song called "I Joined a Cult," and we'll let that play while I am taking my bio break. So get up, stretch, get another beverage if that's what you need. And we'll be back for the final hour of 2024. What a wild, crazy, amazing thing. T-minus 2 minutes until the new year in Puerto Rico. I hope they got power back. All right, here's Isabel Pless with I Joined a Cult.
I joined a cult, I didn't mean to. I just wanted a friend. Somebody handed me a red fruit. I sunk my teeth right in. I don't know what happened. It was all so quick. Worried I'm making a habit. I don't let my morals slip.
And we're back. Isabel Pless, producer of my favorite song of 2024, with another song she released this year, I Joined a Cult. Yeah, as I was saying, she dropped a one half of a full album earlier this year as an EP, but that other half is going to be released early next year because she is actually having a short run of vinyl records made for this new album, which is really exciting. But that also means that will be the release of a whole album. So I'd say before we've even gotten into 2025, and I haven't heard the B-side tracks off this record, I have a feeling this Workhorse full-length album will definitely be in our top 10 when we're sitting here next year recapping things. But that's just my guess. Let's see, where were we? T-minus 2 minutes till the New Year in Puerto Rico. Yeah, I really hope they got power back because that's a shit of a way to ring in the new year. I make pee-pee in the potty like a big boy. And I did. All by myself. And I have all these pieces left. Wait. Where's Tom Tom having a party? Unfortunately not. He wouldn't party without Eric. Yeah, as HB said, Tom had to go to Connecticut because he found out yesterday that his grandpa is no longer eating. And when that happens, there's not a whole lot of time left. So he was mulling over whether to take time off to go down or not. And I'm like, I'm going to be honest with you. If you don't, you're going to regret it. If you stopped eating, this is your chance. So he headed on down today. So he'll be spending his New Year's with family, at least. And, you know, it's not easy for anyone to go through. I mean, I should know. And then just because the universe is the way it is, he got a fucking flat tire on his way down. So everybody send your good thoughts and your good vibes to Mr. Rickshaw Tom. Oh, we got Fates here. Fates! Welcome in, welcome in. Last evening of 2024, how's everyone doing? I've just been chilling, writing, reading, and playing games. It sounds like a great way to end the year. We've got our ball drop cam here, all queued up and ready to go. So once we're down to the last minute, we'll be able to watch it here together, and that'll be a fun time. Happy New Year, huge hugs. And CP Geek went to the potty and like a big boy too. Then you pet and snuggled an Oreo kitty and got nose kisses. He's laid out on the couch. Ah, the life of a kitty. Was he able to get his ride fixed up enough to get where he's going? Yeah, so I guess he got his spare tire put on, and then he drove out of his way. He called the shop, drove out of his way, and they had a new tire put on and him on his way in like 20 minutes. So he at least was able to get back going. So, but still, like, what a kick in the teeth, you know, to be like, time to drive 2 states away to see my grandpa for probably the last time ever. Have a flat tire. That's rad. Fast tire replacement. Yeah. So, you know, you take the little wins where you can get them. Phoenix found out this holiday your grandfather's going senile. Oh, that's not fun either. And then all that stuff usually comes to light or comes to fruition over the holidays as well. So that's tough. I mean, like my Aunt Doris, you know, she couldn't make it to Christmas, but it's been a couple of years, you know, as her dementia got worse and worse. It's tough. And the older we get, the more it's going to happen. I help my housemates take their Christmas tree down. The fake tree kind of sucks. Take it down since they try spreading like an umbrella. Yeah, I actually never put mine up this year. I just didn't. Well, I have a fake one that's like 2 feet tall, and it just like you flatten it down and stick it into the box. And I still couldn't be asked to take it out of the box this year. Oh well, at least it means I didn't have to put it away. Ella. Umbrella, Ella. All right, well, as we are in the last hour, and as we've had yet another hype train, I figured I gotta throw another, at least another little free redemption out there. Just we're gonna do an Eric Don't Drink That, despite the fact we did that the world's hottest pain water earlier. But this at least is not that. So I opened the fridge and I grabbed another drink out of there. We got a nice expired one here to ring out our 2024. I'll show you the date before I show you the drink. So 5/2/2021. So we've got a COVID era vintage here. This is a beverage called RX Fit Aid. And if I remember correctly, we got a box of these by a company called Life Aid Beverage Company. And there was a very brief moment in time where, for whatever reason, a handful of upstart drink companies reached out to Noosa the Caffeinated, wanting us to drink their drinks. And this was one of them. And we accepted. They sent a couple of drinks over, and we kind of forgot about it. So it's a couple of years too late, but I figured, why not? We'll get to it now. This is RX Fit Aid by Life Aid Beverage Company. Only 3 years expired. I don't know anything about this company. It's one of those health drink companies, I guess. It looks like there's a lot of vitamins and stuff in here. I don't know what their hook is. But they say it's clean, lightly carbonated, refreshing taste, 45 calories, creatine. I think I found out why we didn't do this. Why did they send this? It says not an energy drink. Why did they send this to us? Recover RX. Supplement your lifestyle. Recovery RX blend. Creatine, glutamine, glucosamine, BCAAs, electrolytes, CoQ10, turmeric, quercetin, green tea extract, vitamin C, D, E, full B. Okay, well, I guess there's energy drink stuff in it. And just not any caffeine. Unless there's some marginal amount from the green tea extract. Yet. Caffeine is not specified, and it specifically says not an energy drink. So. All right, well, I guess we'll try it out anyway. False advertising! Indeed, Limp, indeed. It is a post-workout drink. Well, good thing we've been working out here all night. Boy, are my arms tired. I mean, I technically could have been. I've got these 25-pound weights just chilling here, so you gotta get a little pump on, gotta get a little workout in. I don't know. Does it make you jacked? Does that mean what does it do? Well, all right, we got a little workout there. We did 5 solid reps. We did 5 solid reps with the 25-pounder. Whew, time for our post-workout. It says lightly carbonated. Let's see if we get a crisp on it. That was a good crisp. Well done, Life Aid. Oh. Oh, that does not smell good. Oh. The initial waft up the old schnoz kind of smells like compost. Like old vegetables. Ugh. Second smell. Third smell. The vegetable smell is kind of gone, but it smells, it's the weird minerally stink. If you've ever, for whatever reason, decided to smell a container, like take the lid off and just a container of multivitamins. Yeah, it smells like like chewable multivitamins, like Flintstone vitamins. Maybe not as fruity as Flintstone vitamins, but like, yeah, it smells like, well, I guess maybe that's a good thing if it smells like vitamins. I guess, yeah. 10 million strong and growing. Maybe I should make that a sound alert. All right, well, Life Aid. Eric, don't drink that. It expired in 2021. Well, just try and stop me. Please, try and stop me. No? Okay. Sláinte, Happy New Year. Eric, don't drink that. Now you tell me. Oh, that sip was a roller coaster of emotions. Ugh. That does not know what that is. Ugh.
Unleash the fury!
It is, and I don't like it. Do it. Oh God, no, gag. So Anya May knows that vitamin smell, I guess. Oh, oh man. This is, it's undersweetened with that this is undersweetened taste of like really undersweetened Kool-Aid. Like there is a very fake generic fruit flavor in there that is not brought out because there is not enough sweetness behind it. It just tastes medicine-y and I keep wanting to say bitter, but it's not bitter. It's like if there was the opposite of umami, but it was something that existed between bitter and sour. It lives somewhere in there. Oh, and it's the smell. Whoo! Let's see. What does it actually have in here? Carbonated water, certified raw organic blue agave nectar. That's probably why it's not all that sweet. Natural flavors, citric acid, colored with fruit and vegetable juice. So there is vegetable juice in here. That is what I'm... Organic Reb A. Stevia extract. That's where some of that bitterness is coming from. It's stevia. I am not a stevia fan. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Blech. I've had enough of this. This is... If I really, really wanted the nutrients and vitamins and Nutramites to fortify my X zone, then I could probably chug this down if I had something to chase it with. But like, this Life Aid RX Fit Aid is not my cup of tea. It's just not my cup of tea. This gets a very generous 2.5 from me. Maybe it should have stayed in the fridge. But anyway, that was just a little gift of a bonus. Eric, don't drink that. As a bit of thanks and a bit of entertainment for all y'all out there for giving us 2 hype trains tonight to round out the year, on top of the record-setting hype train on Friday and the hype train on Tuesday. And just, it has been an amazing end to this year, and y'all are just such an amazing, wonderful community that I'm so blessed to be a part of. Lamau, like my cherry Advil, I gag every time I drink it.
Hello, friends. I'm your Vitamin girl. Are you tired, run down, listless? Do you poop out at parties? Are you unpopular?
Do you poop at
the
parties?
answer to all your problems is in this little bottle.
Biddle-oddle.
Vitamin Vegemin contains vitamins, meat, vegetables, and minerals. Yes, with Vitamin Vegemin, you can spoon your way to health. All you have to do is take a big tablespoonful after every meal. It's so tasty, too. Tastes like candy. Honest.
Well, thank you for the 100 bits, CB Geek, and that Totes Apropes video share. Nothing will do you in quicker than healthy stuff, says Jim. Eat and drink oversugared, overly salted, and caffeinated stuff only. That is our resolution for the new year. More caffeinated, more oversugared, more overly salted. Although, truth be told, I do prefer overly salty and caffeinated to overly sugared. Just not one for sweets. Not one for sweets. But I will do my best. Did we not get you something different than the cherry medicine? I don't know, but I complained about stuff being medicine-y, but actual medicine that tastes medicine-y, I kind of really like it. I always have. It's like, this is gross. I love it. But your boy's a weirdo, and if you're just figuring this out, then hi, you must be new here. Oh, man. All right, well, we got 40 more minutes left of this year. Does anybody else have a song that they particularly enjoyed that came out in 2024 that they would like to share with the class? Let's open up a music share here as we're going forward. Because I know I'm not the only one out there who keeps his finger on the pulse of what's going on out there. I'm going to take up my list and let's see if there's any other honorable mentions that we could play for you here. Oh yeah, Crystal Lamp mentioned the new Linkin Park album From Zero with the new vocalist who has been a bit polarizing, but I think she fucking rips, dude. It's again she's intentionally not the same as Chester, but she serves the music and she does an amazing job. So let's play. We're gonna put on what is my favorite song off of the album From Zero. which is IGYEIH, which is short for I Give You Everything I Have. Yeah. Once it loads up here. Oh, she freaking rips, dude. I'm sure this will be muted. If anything I played is going to be muted, it's going to be this. But that's okay. I showed Eric my favorite one of 2024 on the way back from Thanksgiving. Not sure it's okay sharing, though. It's ads again! Was anyone else's SO snoring at 8:30 p.m.? Me. Lamp has been hooked to the band Any Given Day and the song Broken Guardian off their 2024 album Limitless. Do you want me to cue that up so we can share it with the class? Cue it up. All right, Lamp's track is on deck. If you've got a track you'd like to share as well, let me know. As long as it came out this year, we'll share it. Or if it's a different track off an album I already played, I'm more than happy to share that as well. Like if you were also quite fond of, let's say, Sabrina Carpenter's album, that was my number 2, but you want us to share a different track, let me know. We'll play it. He would wake up as soon as I started turning off lights in their bedroom. Now all the lights are off and the door's closed. Seriously, man, she fucking rips. She rips. A solid album, and she absolutely delivers. So the album itself comfortably in my top 20. Just got muscled out at the top 10, but that's okay. So now we're gonna queue up Chris the Lamp's suggestion here, which is the track Broken Guardian by Any Given Day off of their 2024 album Limitless. Broken Guardian. This is one I'm not familiar with, so I get to learn about a band here. Once we get past the totally not ad block stuff. This is one of my favorite tracks from the album just because it shows how great her vocals are. All right, I am stoked for it. Let's go. And because I'm also curious, how'd you find out about them? Was it working a show? Was it just happenstance? Listening to the radio? It's got that modern rock vibe of like the 2010s. Found them a few weeks ago listening to Amazon Music on Shuffle. They came on, you're like, who's this? Oh, cool. So just the universe brought them to you. This absolutely sounds like something that would have been right at home in the automation system on the radio back at Johnson. This would have fit right in with our vibe. Fates has one that might work. It's Casting Shadows by Aviators. All right, and that came out this year, 2024. All right, we will cue that up next. Oh, cool, they're a German metalcore band. Another one of my friends recently suggested some stuff to me, and it was all international metal, and I'm like, this is so cool. Like, the last couple of years especially, there's been just this blooming of international metal acts that are getting globally recognized. It's really awesome. Production work on this is really tight. Kind of in that same metalcore vibe as like Demon Hunter and some of the other bands I really dig. Anime could never get into this kind of music. To me, the only thing I literally hear is growling, some faint vocals, not a single word. That's fair. It's something that it took me a while. It took a combination of Static X and System of a Down to get me in, to make me take that first step into heavier music. And then it took the Howard Jones era of Killswitch Engage to really get me into metalcore. So those are my what I called my gateway bands. Haven't heard of any of those. That's fine. That's fine. All right, thank you for sharing. Any Given Day, the track Broken Guardian. Thank you, Crystal Lamp, for that share. That was really cool. It was really cool. I'm going to have to check those guys out as well. Now, next up, we have an offering by Fates, a band called Aviators, and the song is Casting Shadows. And there we go. We found it. All right, we got 29 minutes till the ball drops. If anybody else has something that came out in 2024 music-wise you'd like to share, we got 29 more minutes to share some Toonskis. Sis and I always shared the softer musical, like pop-like oldies and kinds of things, just sharing. Oh, I appreciate that. And I used to I used to share music with her all the time as well. It was really neat. Although, granted, there wasn't a whole lot that she introduced to me, but there was a whole heck of a lot that I introduced to her. But I think a lot of the same way as she did. I've also just got an ear for music. There's not much that I will just refuse to listen to. Especially the older I've gotten, I've just been like, I'm willing to listen to anything. She loved hearing music from me. She always beamed. It's got an interesting 6/8 swing. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2. It's waltzy. You could waltz to this. I guess this is 3/4. This isn't 6/8. But still, same thing. You could waltz to it. It's got a really good vibe to it. This is the type of stuff that I could put on in the car for just driving music. Because it's really steady. It's got a really even beat. And it just helps you get into that highway hypnosis to make the miles fly by faster. This is Casting Shadows by Aviators, in case anyone missed it when we mentioned it before. Rolling that low bass string. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so I think what we're going to do is I'm going to play one more song after this, and then we're going to jump over and start playing some Marbs while we wait for the final countdown of 2024. I'll go to drive music. I know I'm weird. Sandstorm, hell yeah! Over and over and over and over and over. I'll get a mix of all versions to play and repeat. That's awesome. So this is my purpose. The Odyssey's done. Love, 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 love it. I lay my ambition, my hopes and my love, 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 love. All right, let's see. I've got some stuff that rounds out my top 20 from bands I got a couple things from bands that people probably don't know. So I think we're gonna do, I think we'll do that one. Unless somebody else has a track they want to throw in. I remember one of the metal shows I was at, and right before Motionless in White came out, they played Sandstorm. That's awesome. This song really goes through peaks and valleys. Drool, I want some Aussie show. All right, so the last track we're going to feature here, unless someone has something they would really like us to. You once went to an Aussie show. Hell yeah. All right, so the last one we're going to do before we jump over and play some Marbs to round out the new year is from a Scandinavian band that I've been a fan of going on 20 years, but they've never quite caught on the way they deserve. It's a band called Tyr, and they put out an album this year called what was it called? An album this year called Battle Ballads. And this song right here just, I think, is a lot of fun. It's called Dragons Never Die. And it sort of closes things up with a bit of that fantasy element from that last track. So I think it's a good way to close things out here. But this is Tyr with Dragons Never Die. And just the beautiful fjords in the background. Another thing I like about them is a lot of their songs, not all of them, but a lot of their songs, they sing in their native language. So I have no idea what the fucking words are. But just like hearing them sing in their native tongue is really cool. This one's in English, but... They're from the Faroe Islands. They're a Faroese folk metal band. Wait, who is this? This is Tyr. They do a lot of like fantasy, Viking, folk metal, that sort of stuff. It's really awesome. And it's all melodic too. This really is awesome. Hell yeah, it is. I think it was 2005. I got an album in my mail at the radio station from their record label, which I think was Metal Blade at the time. They put an album out called Eric the Red, and I was like, what the fuck is this? So I put it on, and I was like, this is awesome! It was literally like, it's fucking Nordic Viking metal, and I was like, this is the coolest fucking thing. And they've been consistently good. They do what they do, and it's so good. And there's a fucking dragon flying around. Yes! But yeah, my recommended listening to get into them, their album Eric the Red and their album Ragnarok. And there's actually, they show right there, there's a playlist for their whole album Ragnarok. So if you dug that track, those are the albums of theirs I recommend checking out. Or just check out this one, their 2024 one, Battle Ballads. Solidly in my top 20. But it's one I discovered pretty late in the year, and by then a lot of everything else had settled into place. But it's so good. It's so good. I love to put it on while I'm driving because it's just like, oh yeah, keep me going. So we are now 18 minutes from the new year. So we're going to jump in and we're going to do some, we're going to do a little marbles on stream here, a little hot action until it's time to jump on over to the dropping of the ball. So, calling all Marb Stars, it's time to play Marbles on Stream. That's right, the last Marbles on Stream of 2024. Get your ass to the service desk and get ready to roll. Oh, yeah. Let's stick that down there so we don't miss anything. All right, exclamation point play, everybody. Let's get those Marbs on the board. Casting Shadows and the other one I mentioned, Reflections on the Water, have been on my sleep playlist, on my chilling playlist, since Zephyr. Zephyr? So, since you first heard them. I grew up very sheltered. There was no internet, no cell phones. Gosh, the thought didn't even exist yet. But cable TV was available. But ABC, CBS, NBC, and PBS were free. If I'd had access to seeing VH1, does that? I don't think it does exist anymore. To see, yeah, at least I don't think anything on TV plays music videos anymore. It's all YouTube now. If you want to see music videos, something about my neurodivergent mind comprehending the music a million times better. All right, we got 7 Marbs on the board. Do we have an 8th Marb star out there who's ready to roll? We do, and it's Seema! Welcome in, Seema. Happy New Year, 16 minutes early. When can I see the video with the music? When I can see the video. Okay, yeah, that's what you were saying. Yeah, it's one thing to just sit there and listen to something, but having something visual to go along with it, yeah, I absolutely agree. Although, conversely, something I like to do sometimes, if I'm really, really looking forward to an album coming out, when it finally does release, what I've done on occasion is download a copy in lossless, like highest fidelity I can, put on my expensive headphones, and then lay in the dark with no visual distractions and just listen to it from start to finish, just so I can really take it in. All right, 9 Marbs are on the board. See, we got kind of the names are overlapped there. We got Fates, myself, Seema, Jim, Phoenix, CP Geek, Anya May, Chris the Lamp, and HB. We got 9 Marb stars. Anybody else out there ready to roll? I've been watching a 2-hour Phil Collins documentary. Just love him. That's awesome. I watched, there's one that the YouTube channel Drumeo put out last week or the week before on the Drumeo YouTube channel about Phil Collins that I watched. It was like 90 minutes, I think. That was super interesting. I can do that. No distractions, taking it in with Enigma for hours. All right, well, we're going to try to get through this Grand Prix before the ball drops, so we're not going to wait a whole lot of time here. We're going to do our best to get through this. And then we'll probably do another Grand Prix after the ball drops, just so we have our first Marbs of the new year. World record on this course, 1 minute 57 seconds. Oh, this one's got little bubbles floating around it. That's kind of neat. All right, Jim and Phoenix are leading the charge here. Phoenix most definitely leading the charge, I think. Remember, those aren't deadly lasers. They're just there for decoration. The only time TV is music videos is Super Bowl halftime, which becomes an EVO after the fact. The Drumeo documentary is... Oh, okay. Well, cool. I found it really interesting. Because, I mean, truth be told, Phil Collins was never really on my map. But in watching that, I was like, I realized how much of his music was there while I was, in the background while I was growing up and coming of age musically, and just how much he's done for music. I also didn't realize that he was as I knew he wrote pop songs and stuff. I didn't realize like the extent of his genius. I had no idea. I love sneaking off for some pizza. Oh yeah. Oh, HB has done that. Yeetza pizza for HB. Almost missed it. That would have been bad luck. Want to see the Bob Dylan movie. Yeah, it's on my list. It's on my list. I'm not like super stoked to see it, but I was also, I don't know. I mean, I may be surprised. You never know. I've heard it's good. Oh, look, it's a duck. Wah. All right, here. Oh, looks like Fates may get the W here. Slipping past the pack here. It's like Fates with the W. Way to go.
Then he waddled away, waddle, waddle.
Till the very next day. Got Fates in first, Phoenix second, your boy in third, Jim fourth, Chris the Lamp in fifth, CB Geek in sixth, Anya May seventh. No, Seema in seventh, Anya May stealing that overall eighth. But I think Anya May is just locking it down for the pact. But all right, so let's move on to race number 2, Electric Boogaloo, Abducted Track Abduction, exclamation point play. All right, our magic number is 9, but of course, if anybody wants to jump on in, you are more than welcome to do so. We got 11 minutes till the ball drops. So we got CB Geek, Crystal Lamp, myself, Anya May, HB, Seema, Phoenix, Jim, and Fates. If I didn't say your name, you're not on the board. So I don't know if Waddy's out there or if Mare Bear is out there. But if you want to jump on in, now's your chance. Otherwise, we are going to do a second Grand Prix after the ball drops. So, all right, we got Mare Bear in there, backing up that booty.